Hi, this is Lucas Pilipchek for MMI 504. This is Project 1, the custom LFO and pitched oscillator. For this project, I wanted to go a little bit different of a route and give the user the ability to make their own waveform and select where all those points were themselves rather than just giving them a predefined piecewise function. So to do that, I gave 11 points here that they have complete control over where they are along the axis within one period, and then have two kind of anchoring points at the end. And for each segment that is made, they can select what the function is that is used for that line segment between linear, exponential, logarithmic, or sinusoidal. And that's for segments that have differing y values at each point. For ones that have the same y value, like b and c or j and k, you can use like an absolute value v-shape, a polynomial curve, or just a hold, which will keep flat across that value. So to kind of demonstrate that, here is a square wave. Let me try to get the oscilloscope to catch this. So there's the kind of simple square wave where some of the points are overlapping each other, so you get that sharp edge. Now if I pull some of these points across away from each other, you can start to see how you can change the shape to kind of be whatever you want. So now that these points are all kind of just at arbitrary positions, I'll change up some of the functions that are used between the points. So we have a sinusoidal function and an absolute value there. And you can see now you can really make kind of these arbitrary waveforms that you have complete control over what they look like. So just so you can hear it at some other frequencies, this is then what it sounds like. I also, for each of these kind of stationary non-modulated waveforms, gave the ability to turn on blep and turn it off, so whenever there are discontinuities within the waveform and you turn on blep, it'll automatically correct for those and apply the corresponding changes to the waveform. So that was kind of part one, and then what I realized when I was playing around with that is it'd be really nice to give the user the ability to modulate some of these points. So points B, D, F, H, J, and L, basically every other point, you can turn on modulation for those, so their points will slide between the neighboring points from its so like for B, it would go from a leftmost value of A to a rightmost value of C, and you have control of that depth as well as the rate and the waveform that it's used. So you can have a sine, tri, saw, or square wave for those. And one other quick thing before I get to that, the nice thing about the way that I did this was you can't really break it, so if I slide B past the rest of the points, you get this sawtooth wave here, and so you could even make super simple kind of trivial waves. Also, I can change the slope, so I can get some, unique versions of each of these waveforms. So now going back to the modulation, I have a couple examples so you can see how that's working. I'll try to get it so that it catches it on the oscilloscope. So you can, there we go. So you can see it moving. If I pull down the modulation, you'll see it start to just steady out. And then again, as I increase that back up, we get the full movement sliding between the points. So here are just a few examples of what that sounds like. So it's nice because some of these you can get some really, sharp beginnings, and it gives it a cool pulsing effect as well. And one final example. And kind of going back to what I talked about earlier about not being able to really break it, this also works in the modulation, where if I pull B all the way across, it'll be sliding still between points C and A. So it gives you these really kind of, depending on how you use it, it could be useful, waveforms where everything that is underneath is revealed as you pull it back across each segment that is basically available or uncovered. So if I pull this so that C is all the way at the ending point and A is at the start, then we can get this saw wave that then has a flat top that is revealed. Hopefully I can catch it on the scope quickly. There we go. So you can see that pulling and sliding across. Now if I do that with a couple more points here, you can see you can really build some interesting things depending on what you have being revealed. In some cases it's more useful than others, depending on where you put these points. Yeah, so that's basically my project there. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.